Hello everybody, I'm Felix and I'm in Korea. Today we're making Pyment, P-Y-M-E-N-T. It is essentially just grape wine made with honey instead of sugar. It is grape mead and it is super yummy. So we're going to make a 1 gallon batch, and as you know, it takes 3 pounds of honey to make 1 gallon of must, which turns into our mead. So let's get started. I actually only have 2.85 gallons of honey, but I think I have enough grape juice to offset that, so it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, so let's get started. I did make this once before. I was a bit disappointed because it came in at just 10%. Mind you, every mead I've made, except the Pyment, had been at least 16%. I was sort of disappointed. And then I tasted it. Oh my gosh, rich, deep flavor. The honey was nice. And yeah, I don't have any more of it, so I need to make some more. Alright, let's get this honey out of here. And then we will get some grape juice mixed up in here. This is organic grape juice. Let me see here. Ichum juice. Ichum. I guess that's grape, but juice is juice. So there you go. Okay. That's 2.55. And I've got bits of honey still in here, which I will get out with some grape juice because I'm not wasting my honey. I'm not about to be wasteful, considering this runs on average about $15 a gallon. That is, of course, just for the honey. The yeast is extra, maybe $2 a packet. You use half a packet. If you're going to add in fruit juice, well, then you got to buy the juice. Minimum of 15, 16 if you have a half a packet of yeast left over. But you can use plain Fleischmann's bread yeast, which is great. Don't let anyone tell you it's not, because it is a great yeast and it does its job well. Just want to mix. I think it's because it's really cold. I should have let it out earlier. But it'll be alright. Put in some more juice. Yeah, so this one, I know for a fact, these juices were like 4 or 5,000 won, which is like, I don't know, $3.5, $4 each. Not so bad. 2 of them and 15, almost 20, including the yeast. You're going to get at least 2 big bottles and maybe some small bottles out of that. I think it's still quite worth it. Plus, I mean, once you start making mead, you realize it's better than pretty much anything you're going to buy in a store. Even commercial mead is, the awesomeness is lowered down somewhat because they need to make it the same across all the batches, you know? That's why this is an art. I mean, there's a certain science to it, but frankly, it's a lot of art. That helps. All right. Drain. Good way. I think the mixing is going to be problematic being cold. I should have worked on that, but it'll be alright. It'll work out in the end. Did last time, because I made it directly from the fridge last time too, so it's all good. Alright. I've forgotten how much I just love grape juice. It's really good. For some reason, I just put together grape juice with drinks you drink as a child and just don't ever drink again as an adult. And that is a pity, because grape juice is really yummy. Now I'm mixing this up to get the honey to dissolve into the juice, which is awesome. Doesn't necessarily need to happen. If you have a layer of honey at the bottom, the yeast will eat it down to nothing. It will. Just it'll take time. And it'll be easier if you can get it mixed up. Get some juice in here and we'll get a gravity to see if I need to add water. Because this is really sweet. Too high of a gravity and the yeast will have a problem starting properly, and we don't want that to happen. Yeah, see the honey is dripping off the thing? It's not mixing well. That's fine. Put some more effort into it. Just feels thick, even though the yeast isn't going through. So let's get a preliminary gravity check. Need my turkey baster. It has been sanitized already. I'm doing it again just because. Like I said before, get it down below the bubbles. Make it easier to read. Woo! Yeah. I need a lot of water. That's sitting at something stupid. I mean, just right now it's sitting high. .15. Let's throw some water in there. Well, that's a nice amount of sugar. I know for a fact some of it's not is at the bottom and it is not blended in yet, so I feel that it will not be a truly accurate reading until it comes down to temperature. Room temperature, or up to room temperature, I should say. But I've got no problem spending time with you talking and mixing. I first encountered mead with a really pretty girl I met at a SCA event in Traverse City, Michigan. She came up to me and offered me a drink. Very coy, lovely girl. I think about her sometimes. And she gave me a drink. I had no idea what she was offering me, but she was pretty, so yeah, I'm going to drink it. And it was mead. And it left a little something back in the back of my head thinking, wow, that was cool. Later did I find out her father owned a beer brewery. And, yeah, well, she had a cool upbringing then. But here I was, just learning about it. Look at that. It's no longer on my stick. That means it's mixed. Well, most of it mixed anyway. A good level of mix. So let's check the gravity now and see what we look like. Like I said before, at this point oxygen in the must is not a big deal, so bubbles are what else. However, for reading the hydrometer, you don't want them. So do it carefully on the side of the flask. Suck away the bubbles. And it is at here we go. 113, exactly. 113. That's good. But let's bring it down a little bit. I don't want it to be that alcoholic. What am I saying? I can't believe I just said that. What I mean is, it's extremely good when it's a sweet mead, so let's just bring it up a little bit. Yeah. That brings it right up to the hip, just below the hip, and usually I want it just above. Let's see what that does to the gravity. Okay, that leaves us at 1.12. That is right where I want it. 1.12. Okay, that means I get to drink some grape juice. Alright. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to put some pictic enzyme because it will help with clarity. And you use a half for a gallon, so let's okay. And some yeast nutrients. Gotta have them newts. To be fair, you really don't gotta have them newts. But, as I've said before, if you've got something that gives it a chance to flourish, why wouldn't you? And it's been said that a well newted up yeast produces a better mead. So let's mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. Mix all the newts in there. Okay. Okay. Now, let's oxygenate with my air stone for a few minutes. Here it goes. I have, by the way, some flavorants, all natural, amaretti flavorants. I've got raspberry. I use the chocolate raspberry mead was made with that. I've got some peach. I'm going to be making a peach cobbler mead with that. And caramel. I've got a caramel apple mead in here right now doing its thing. They smell and taste amazing. I'm really excited about the caramel apple. I figured I'd make it in time for maybe Halloween. It just depends on if it needs aging or not. Most of my meats have not really needed aging. They just do their thing and boom, are good right out the bat. Some of them, like for example, this is blueberry. It's good, but it'll be amazing given about a month or two of age at least. And then there's Dragon's Breath. You can't really see the color well, but beautiful red. Blueberry, blackberry, raspberry, and a smidge of jalapeno. Tastes really good, and you can tell it's going to be much better given some age. Chocolate raspberry in there. I've got a small one in the fridge, flocculating, settling out so it becomes clear. I hope that one comes out yummy. I've got more flavor to put in if it doesn't do the trick, or if it just needs back sweetening, I can add more honey in. Now, the rule, and it's kind of a fast and loose rule for oxygenating, is 15 to 30 minutes for a gallon. If you're actually putting oxygen into it for an oxygen tank, it's a minute per liter. So to get to the sweet spot of dissolved oxygen, which I'm told is like 9 or 10. I'm not even sure of the way you measure that, but 9 or 10 is what the interwebs tells me. Come on. I did aerate the heck out of it when I was stirring it earlier, and this is fluffing up like mad, so I might just let it go. No, I'm going to let it sit a minute. I'll be back with you in a bit. Okay, well, we've aerated the must, and it is quite foamy. Just break these bubbles down a bit. Yeah, quite foamy. We'll take out the air stone. Okay, let's drop it over here. Now, the last thing is to throw in the yeast, 71B, Lalvin, 71B, about half a packet, maybe a little bit less. One packet is rated for 5 gallons, so this should be plenty. Mix it up, mix it up. Give me a sec. Let's see if I have another open one in the fridge. Just because, might as well. Let's see, my fridge is literally right here. Haha! Yes. Ooh, this is EC1118. That's going in. Yeah. EC1118 is a beast. It will crunch through anything powerfully. So you're getting a little bit of each. Hopefully it's enough for a nice colony. Stick it in there. Okay. Put this in the sink because it's quite fluffy and messy. And all that's left is lidding it. And this particular lid has a secondary aperture. So we're going to crank it tight. Make sure this is on tight. I've pre-prepared an airlock, so I've got sanitizing water in it. There we go. And that should, if everything is cool, start working in the next up to 24 hours, but it's been very quick lately, so we're just going to let it sit here. Brews do want to be out of the sunlight. They don't like light. They don't like direct light. But as we're getting the evening, there's no longer direct sunlight. I'm just going to leave it here and just keep checking on it, because in case it needs a blow-off tube, I want to be there for it. Anyway, you will get another report when it's ready to move to another vessel or bottle. Anyway, peace out. This is Felix in Korea.